All right, happy Monday night, everybody. Welcome to the daily broadcast coming to you from the Arctic Air Studios tonight. We got a lot to get into, whole lot of Texas Tech football. Joey McGuire speaking at the Monday media press conference. You know, they scored 16 points, but let's talk about the defense. Also, can he handle criticism? We've seen some bristling over the last few days. We'll talk about that tonight. Dallas Cowboy fans, you need to watch over your friends who are Cowboy fans. They're embracing something that's incredibly dangerous as a fan. They're embracing hope. Also, you hand out your Raiderland helmet stickers. Who was awesome this week? Who deserves a little recognition, sports or otherwise? Let's get it going tonight. Hopefully, everybody can make their way in, whether you're on X, that's also Twitter, on YouTube. And if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, you should. Don't cost nothing. And Facebook Live. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You start your day with us every day on the website. We give you the question of the day, a few thoughts from overnight, and then we hit you hard with the Raiderland hot links, the coolest, hottest, freshest links from around Raiderland and beyond. Stuff you're not going to find. I'll bring it to you. You'll get it there. Go to the website every morning, theraiderland.com. Indeed, Craig, the talking box is on. Now, the next thing you do, let us know the audio is good, video is good. If it's great and rocking, I want you to share this with your friends on YouTube, on Twitter, and, of course, on Facebook. So that's what we got going on tonight. For those who don't know, Mondays we give out helmet stickers. We want to make helmet stickers great again. Want to be awesome. So who deserves a little recognition? I'll give one right now off the bat. Every Texas Tech fan who had to listen to Tim Brando do the call on TV this weekend. You deserve better. He is a Bush League broadcaster. He is substandard. He can't get anything right. And I can't understand why Fox. He must work for nothing. That's all I can tell. He must work for nothing. Tim Brando probably pays them to do the broadcast. So any of you guys who had to endure the TV broadcast Saturday night with Tim Brando on the call, here's to you. Helmet sticker right off the bat. Rangers also get one. They won a series over the weekend again, and nobody seems to care. David says, let her rip. We're ripping. What are we doing tonight? We got Texas Tech football. If you didn't catch the rewind yesterday, that's okay. We can continue to look back a little bit more, and we'll go forward. So all of that. So where do you want to begin tonight? Well, we're brought to you by Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com. Get the app. We got Monday Night Football back tonight. Jets, I like the Jets plus 4.5. Don't love it, but I like it. I mean, if I had to do something on the game, I'd take the Jets 4.5. Not believing in Aaron Rodgers, not believing in any of that, but, you know, Niners got some issues. We'll see what happens. Domino's Pizza, though, it's Monday night. It's football. Get some pizza. They'll bring it to your house. Also brought to you in part tonight by United Supermarkets. All the conversation we get tonight, whether it's on YouTube, hold on. My allergies are killing me. My nose is itching. Everything's itching. United Supermarkets, where I should have got some Benadryl today, and I did not. That's dumb on me. Providing all your conversation. We really love to hear from everybody. We got a ton of people on Twitter and on X. Want to hear from you. Fire away. Want to hear from the people on YouTube. YouTube channel exploding. And all you people who watch on Facebook or otherwise, go just subscribe to the YouTube page and help grow it. That's even better. Boot City, all the Western wear we wear, including this cool shirt. Yeah, I'm a Paisley guy. I like that. You know, I'm good about that. They got it for you at Boot City. One money, save a mile outside the West Loop. I would be better than Brando, says David. Yes, you would. Even if you were asleep. James, helmet sticker to Plainview football. They beat Pampa at the Zach Thomas dedication. So was that this weekend? I saw some stuff with Zach Thomas and everything. So Plainview, the Angry Red, enough said, went on the road to the Golden Harvesters and beat them on Zach Thomas dedication night. That would make Greg Sherwood very happy. Lynn, good evening. It's been a great day to be a Red Raider. Well, I like hearing about that. Tell me more. So we go back to Texas Tech football. Today, Monday, the coaches have their press conferences. And Joey McGuire today, and we saw this, we asked the question on Raiderland Rewind, brought to you by Thacker Jewelry over the weekend. Is Joey losing confidence in Joey? He talked about the analytics. Maybe we're not good enough to go for it. He was kind of flummoxed Saturday night. He was not flummoxed today, though. He was dead set certain today in his comments and otherwise that it begins and ends with defense, and that you Texas Tech fans, because of Mike Leach, you just don't believe it, you don't understand it, and you don't believe in defense, and you don't believe that it really starts with defense. And I'm listening to this, and I'm going, you scored 16 points. Your quarterback didn't throw a touchdown. You turned it over 4 times, and you gave it to them on short fields with defense another 3, and you had a shank punt, and they had 13 points scored off direct turnovers, and you're throwing Tim DeRuyter and the defense under the bus. Well, they're 128th in the country right now. I don't give a crap about stats this time of year. I look at game situation. Now, they were brutal. The Tech defense was brutal last week against ACU. This week, you made them brutal by your version of complimentary football, which I don't seem to understand what the word complimentary means anymore. But I'm watching this, and I'm listening to Maguire talk today, and I'm not hearing anything about the offense. In fact, I'm hearing him defend the offense, and he keeps saying, I'm a defensive guy. This makes me mad. I get it makes you mad. You're the dude who put the defense in bad spots all night long. The defense gave up 24 legit points for the most part. You ought to be able to score more than 16. There's a disconnect going on with that. But what I'm really seeing with Joey McGuire, and we'll get your thoughts and your comments, and we'll fire away from there. What I'm really seeing with Joe McGuire the last 2 weeks is something that troubles me greatly, because he is coming off as a guy who has rabbit ears, and you can't be a college football coach, basketball coach, anything. You can't be a major coach anymore and make $3 million a year and have rabbit ears and worry about what they're saying on radio, on my broadcast, on YouTube channels, on message boards, or anything else. And I hear him talking about in the post-game press conference Saturday night, well, they're clamoring for me to do this with Mike Hudson. They're clamoring for me to do that. Who the hell? Why are you? Don't give in to that. What I worry about right now with Joey McGuire today, Monday night, 9/9/24, is that he can't handle criticism because he's never had to handle it. That as a high school coach, you can control it, limit it. And I know there are a lot of coaches, high school coaches going, oh, you get criticism all the time. No, when you're at Cedar Hill and you're rolling and you're winning state championships for, a decade plus, and you're rocking, you control that. That he's never been anywhere that he's been directly challenged. Media, fans, anything. He's not prepared to handle it. It's not that he can't do the X's and O's that I'm worried about. I'm worried about a guy who's never been challenged in his life professionally being able to handle that. And what I'm seeing right now, there's a guy who's not handling it very well. All right, we'll roll back up, get a few more comments in. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Dwayne, I like Dwayne, not Dwayne, Wayne. Listen to McGuire Presser. Always been a big fan. He's starting to tick me off the way he talks about the fans acting like we don't have eyes. That begs us to show up. Well, this week he told you that you don't understand defense. You don't understand why defense is important. And this blew me up today during the presser, talking about, Tech fans and because of Mike Leach and this and that. He's got some sort of weird Mike Leach fascination too, thinking that Mike Leach is still out there like some sort of God hanging over it. And I know there are a couple of people out there like that, Tech fans. But let me give you some free advice, Joey. Don't tell fans what to think or how to think. And when you tell fans that you don't understand why defense is important. Hell, for the entire Mike Leach time, all Texas Tech fans begged for and wanted was a freaking defense that would stop somebody. Same thing with Cliff Kingsbury. Dwayne nails it. Press conference didn't tell me much from JM. Kitley thought offense did well. Well, they get 7 yards every time they throw a hitch screen. Hillary, I'll admit I didn't watch the whole game, but the 3 offensive series I watched were terrible. Penalties, turnover, 2 punts, not great offense. Defense stands I watched were actually good. Yeah, the defense, when the game was still in doubt, competitive, chance to be competitive, you kept putting them in a bad spot. If I were Tim DeRuyter, I'd sue for divorce, non-support. David, boom, can't let social media run your decision-making. No, can't do that. I don't do that. I got plenty of criticism last year too. Yeah, but not like what we've seen the last few weeks. Not challenging on like Micah Hudson. Why is he playing? Not like what we're seeing. Not different things that are happening. And he's reacting. He's talking about it. CJ, he talked about Baylor when he was there. Yeah, and he did. Chris, yes, he does have a Leach fascination. If he is a D coach, then play your own way and win 17-10, win and bring your fans into your system. Yeah. I don't know if it's just the idea that Tech was and Washington State was honoring Leach this week or whatever, but this is the first time, really, in the last 2 weeks that I've watched Joey McGuire, and he doesn't sound like Joey McGuire. He's doubting Joey McGuire. He was doubting himself in the analytics in the press conference. And then today, again, there was a massive disconnect between what he was saying and what transpired on the field. You scored 16 points. Don't talk to me about the defense. You put the defense in a horrible situation. I know what the stats are. I know what the numbers are, but I also watch the game. I see how it happens. Fake Natalie Maines, who may or may not be as interesting as the real Natalie Maines. People are comparing Joey to Spike. The difference between them is Spike had to go on the road and play blue blood programs. The number one locker, Spike didn't run his mouth like Joey. Okay, let's end something on the Spike Dykes Joey McGuire comparison. A lot of people want to say Joey and Spike are alike because they were high school coaches. Spike Dykes had 13 years of college coaching experience before he ever became Texas Tech's head coach. And it wasn't just some slap-ass coaching experience. He worked with Darrell Royal. He was a coordinator at the college level for 3 years. Spike Dykes just didn't roll out of Midland Lee. There's a lot of people that think Spike Dykes was at Ballinger and then I don't know where, and then Midland Lee, and then he rolled into Tech and was the head coach. No. Spike Dykes had well over a decade of high-level college experience in addition to high-level high school experience, and then being on campus for 3 years before he becomes head coach when David McWilliams leaves. So let's end the coaching aspect comparison between Spike and Joey McGuire. Joey McGuire had, 4 years of college? Not a coordinator level. And I'm not holding that against him, but I'm saying this for the people who are trying to equate it. Completely different. 100% different. Winning cures everything. 100%. Yeah. Ask your wife. Tech has been absolutely embarrassed on the field 3 of the last 4 games. UT blew us out 70. Yeah. Midland Lee was in the little Southwest Conference back then. We all called it that. That's the one thing that gets me being an old son of a bitch, that it pains me how little people in the media who cover this and want to talk about it know about what actually transpired, happened, and went on before they were, 10 years old or whatever. So let's end that whole Joey and Spike comparison on that front, all right? The fact they both coached high school, totally different. But I'll go back to my point about McGuire bristling at criticism, because he's not been in a position where he's been to be criticized. And that's not just him. That's a lot of coaches. And a lot of coaches live in a cocoon. And when you start making $3 million a year, you don't have anybody telling you your shit don't stink. Cliff Kingsbury had that problem. A lot of coaches have that problem. But I think for Joey Maguire, my free advice to him would be don't tell fans what they think. Don't tell fans anything. The only time you mention fans is when you say, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. I get it. But don't start talking about, oh, you don't understand, because you grew up around Leach and you watch Texas Tech football with Leach and you don't think defense matters. Well, hell yeah, we know defense matters. That's what kept Tech from being great in the 2000s. Mike Leach's greatest failing was defense. Everybody knew it. Don't tell me that. Don't do it. Yeah, you're freaking really old, David. Randy has a doctoral dissertation here. Let's see if we can get through it. We don't throw it downfield because our quarterback is still hurt. They say he's not hurt. I believe him. Saw him wince in pain after one throw. The other reason is Kitley has him rolling out every pass because our line can't hold the blocker longer than a second. Kitley says that's not the case. The defensive line gets pushed around too. Joey has to recruit better players instead of hyping players and getting out-recruited by mid-majors in Tech. We aren't even recruiting the players. They're going to lower-tier SEC programs like Arkansas and Mississippi State. All right, here's the deal. All the hype has nothing to do with Joey Maguire. It has to do with Robert Giovanetti, Kirby Hocutt. Texas Tech has a program, an athletic department, that has another department that all they're about is hype. And the hype isn't for you, Randy. It's for recruits. And Joey Maguire can't control it. But he gets burned by it. He gets burned by it because they put all this stuff out there, and he's got to live with it. I guarantee you, if Joey Maguire was in charge of it, most of that crap would never be out there. But they spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on videos and staff and put this out there because they think that's how you get 15 and 16 and 17-year-old players to pay attention to your program. You should not pay attention to that. It's recruiting crap. The opposite of Nike, just don't do it. Leach's defense was his offense. Lawrence is on YouTube. That's a broadcast channel and not a drug, as far as I know. Joey recruits are still young, having to give it time. No, they're not young. And here's the deal. Year 3 is old year 4. The ability to fill in gaps through the portal and everything else. What we used to call year 3 for college coaches is year 4. College coaches don't have the same time frame they used to have. You got to give them 4. You got to have a whole recruiting. No, you don't get that anymore. They're not young. They were bragging this year, Lawrence, about how many starts, college starts, the starters had going into the season. So you don't, unfortunately, if you are a college coach, get to play that game anymore. The year 3 is now year 4. I can turn over my roster. I can get rid of the crap. I can bring in better crap. And there you go. That's just the way it works. Should we talk about the Dallas Cowboys? If you know a Dallas Cowboys fan, if you're friends with the Dallas Cowboys fan, please reach out to them this week. Engage. Let them know you understand why they have this thing called hope. But help them understand that it's going to end badly. Be there for them. It's a very dangerous time for Dallas Cowboy fans right now. You beat Deshaun Watson, who, by the way, has been sued again, and traded his talent away for a pile of magic beans that got him out of jail, apparently. Don't let your Dallas Cowboy friends fall into this dangerous trap. It's going to be bad. Touche. P1 Dennis, P1 Day 1. Hope your allergies are better. Maybe tonight. It was crap around 2 o'clock today. It seems to be maybe getting better, but just brutal, awful. And I forgot to buy some more Benadryl today, so I'm going to die tonight. Fake. Do 16, 18-year-olds know who the hell Ric Flair is? Depends on how they were raised. Does Joey or Gio tweet out the nature boy when a new recruit commits. They've got other people that do that. Woo! John, we may win Saturday if we learn the snap count and defense steps up. I know I'm asking for a miracle. Let's talk about pre-snap penalties. I don't care how many people you're running out there. Pre-snap penalties are just abhorrent to me. That the snap count is the one thing you got to get right. Now, one of the interesting things, depending on how old you are, is how many different ways we have a snap count now. We can go on a clap. We can go on a first sound. We can go on a bark. We can go on, whatever. Bray like a mule. I think one of the problems with pre-snap penalties now is if you hurry, and they were adamant today at Texas Tech. No. When we hurry, it's good. It's all good. And nothing bad ever happens. That's fine. You now ask your offensive lineman to make calls once you get to the line of scrimmage. And if you want to go too fast, you don't get the calls communicated. There's a lot more communication now on the line of scrimmage between whether it's your center, whether it's a guard, whoever's making the call on the line of scrimmage, communicating, and then we get back. And then you've got the other thing I think that really hurts pre-snap penalties or creates them is the fact that your quarterback is always in shotgun. I know this is going to sound dumb, but he's actually farther away from the line of scrimmage, particularly on the road. So whether I do that, I go, hey! Either way, I'm farther from the line of scrimmage than I was when I had my hands on the center's butt and they can all hear you. So there's a lot more reasons why pre-snap penalties on the offense can occur. Now on the road, simplify it. Do what you can. I know Lauren says just watch the damn ball. Yeah, and that's what I told all my offensive line all the time. How did you jump offside? You can see it. Well, actually, they're not watching the ball. They're not. They can't because they're having to watch. They're having to watch their progressions. They're having to do what they got to do. I'm hanging in there. Dak gets his money, and it's not won anything. He maybe the Bobby Bonilla football, and he's a good quarterback, not great. Cowboys, one and done like always, yeah. DeRuiter states that we got to keep up with the offensive line with eyes, feet, and hands. Keep up with the ball. Well, yeah, that's what you do. We need to huddle. No reason to be in the gun when you have plays being called into the helmet. Yeah. Never seen a team have back-to-back pre-snap penalties. Yeah, it happens. I hate the first down penalties, too, because you got no reason. All right, let's go back to huddling there, Randy, talking about that. I don't mind moving quickly. I do mind moving too fast. And I think this time, this team is moving too fast at times. And they can give you some stats and say, yeah, we were moving really fast today. We got that touchdown, and we looked the best we did at Washington State. You were down 24 points. They were in layback cover 2. They didn't give a shit. I could have gone down the field. Most of the time, right now, when you go too fast, you screw up your own team. And I like Zach Kidley. I do. I think he's got a really sharp offensive mind. I think he's a sharp young man. I like him. I think sometimes he thinks too damn much, that you've got too many options to work with. That Taj Brooks was out last week should not have changed your offensive philosophy of hammering it with the run, play action, tight ends, and get the ball downfield. And he defended the bubble screen today, and I'm on record. You guys know me. I hate the bubble screen, wide receiver hitch pass, all that stuff. I hate it because there are so many things that you got to have to go right. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to do some advanced stats here on this thing. They said 7 yards is what we get every time we throw one of those. So we get 7 yards. Got this. I want advanced stats. Give me advanced stats. Where the hell are we? Short passing, Texas Tech, under 5 yards, 24 of 27. That's great. Deep passing, 3 of 12. No, pardon me. Medium passing, 5 to 14 yards, 8 of 21. Deep passing, 15 yards. That's not very far. I threw that at J.T. Hutchinson Junior High with Archie T. Souter and Scott Wilson as my coaches, and Coach Belt, too. Deep passing, 15 yards downfield, 3 of 12. Wait for it, because these things all come together, all right, Zach? So you're 3 of 12, 15 plus yards, and 8 of 21, 5 to 14. Your average third down attempt, all right? Distance to go, 8.1. Let's go back over here. It's 5 to 14, 8 of 21. It's not very good, is it? 3rd and 9, long, Tech, 1 of 5, 9 yards or more. 3rd and short, 1, 4 yards, 5 and 8. That's good, right? It's really good. Here's another reason why you lost, because you were behind the chains so much. 3rd down passing. You were 9 of 13 for 137 yards. That's great. Guess what they were? 1 of 3, 10 yards. Oh, who wasn't in 3rd down long a lot. 3rd down rushes, 10:46 for them. But again, we go back over there, that passing number, and you can do what you want with stats. I love stats. I can destroy anything you want to do with stats. And I just hate the play. So I'm biased against it, because every time you do it, you're not going freaking downfield. I'm reminded, there's a great movie. Anybody ever seen the movie A River Runs Through It? Anybody seen that? Anybody seen the movie A River Runs Through It? Bob, back to me. Bob, Joey really threw the defense under the bus. They have been bad, but does a head coach do that? Well, he did. He did. Today, you guys don't know anything about defense, you're Tech fans, because you grew up on Mike Leach. You don't understand it's defense first, and he's a defensive guy, and it pains him. It was the defense that killed him. 16 points you scored. What is Kitley's biggest weakness? Is inability to make adjustments. I don't know what Zach Kitley's biggest inability is. I don't know if it's real-time play calling. I really think right now he is unwedded to a philosophy, a system, that he is wedded to whatever the defense gives us. We have a grab bag, but he doesn't dictate to me, to the defense. He allows the defense to dictate to him what he's going to do, and then we're going to reach into our grab bag, our magical grab bag of plays, and we're going to find the play that's going to magically work every single time based on hats over here, and this and that. If you truly want to be dominant as an offense, you have a philosophy. You dictate to the defense. You do not deviate from the philosophy. And you do it over and over and over again. But what the hell do I know? Randy, I like watching Wyoming huddle in Laramie last year. Was a nice change of pace from old school. JM said if we went for it on 4th down and punted, they would have had an 80-yard touchdown instead of a 48-yarder. Yes, he did in the presser today, and that really pissed me off. Thank you, CJ, for bringing that up. Because if you punt, you change how they play the game. You change how they call plays. But when he said that, he was like, yeah, our defense sucked so bad under Tim DeRuyter that, hey, they were going to stop Mateer. He would have scored from 80 or 41. It doesn't matter. Thank you for throwing that out there, because that implies an outcome based outside of the reality of that you change one reality, the other reality changes, that not necessarily everything flows forth as you would do it. And I thought that was a big kick in the nuts to Tim DeRuyter for Joey Maguire. And I reject that. Thank you for putting it out there. I threw that far at Stubbs. Yes, excellent. Fly fishing. All right, so here we go. In watching the offense Saturday night with the hitch passes and everything else, in the last 2 weeks and whatever, the whole thing, there's a great scene in the movie where the younger brother tells the older brother, and they're fly fishing on a river. He's like, farther out. The fish are, you got to cast farther out. A little farther. The fish are out there. They're out just a little farther. The fish are out there. Got to go downfield. You've got running backs. You've got tight ends. You got receivers that can mesh. You can play 3, 4, and what I really call a fifth level. The yards are out there. They're not over there. I don't care how many yards you get. 5, 6, 7. It's out there. Go out there. Go deep. Push it downfield. Let's see. Winston Churchill, 3 kinds of lies. Mark Twain. Sorry. Mark Twain. There are lies, damn lies, and statistics. Throw that book away. Use common sense. There you go. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones, Field of Dreams, 100%. Star Wars. One of the greatest voices of all time. Good grief. Kitley is in over his head. I don't know that he is, Jeb. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Maybe he's doing exactly what Joey Maguire wants. I don't know. 3 years to learn, still the same results. Time for a change, regardless of who is dead. Let me say this, Jeb, and for everybody else who's watching, trust me, his employment at Texas Tech in the football department has zero contingency on Wes Kitley being the track coach. 100% zero. He wasn't hired because of that, and he won't be fired if it comes to that because of that. Just understand that, okay? I know it's easy to say, well, yeah, he's not going to fire it. No, trust me on this. Trust me. If you hear nothing else I say, Kitley earned the right to be the coach and get hired, and he'll earn the right to get fired. It has nothing to do with his dad. Okay? Understand that. Tanner from Brad News Bears. What's wrong with Taj? He has an arm injury. We think it might be a tricep, a muscle type injury. Ability to hold the ball, feel good. Joe Maguire putting him on the questionable list this week. Got a little bit better feeling that he may play this weekend, but again, we'll see. When I heard that I was like you, Richard. When I heard that, I was like you, Richard. If you punt, it changes the motivation of the guy. Who the hell is Richard? I don't know. Can you explain to Kitley was the bubble screen require so many blocks? Hey, he's got stats that they make yards every time they do it, but it takes away to me in the offense and everything else. They're wedded to it. They love it. Derek, the defense is undersized. The offense is too predictable. You have a 6'9" tight end going against 5'10" quarters. They hardly use them. You should throw it to the tight end, but you got to do that downfield. You can't run bubble screens to tight ends, and you can't tight ends the ball unless you have a run game that you're willing to commit to. And if you commit to the run game, I don't care whether it's Cameron Valdez, anybody else. Don't matter to me. Run it. We only got 2nd and 3. Yeah, but you committed to running it. What are your thoughts on the rodeo coach being terminated? I have a lot of thoughts on that. I know a lot of people involved in that. Something doesn't smell right. I think Texas Tech either needs to come clean and give us more answers on that, or it just looks shady as hell. And if I were the rodeo coach, I would be demanding this. If you're going to say you're firing me for malfeasance or otherwise, charge me with a fucking crime and we'll go to court. Do we have 12 defensive players on the injured questionable list? I didn't say 12 today. No, it didn't have anything to do with nutrition or coaching, driving the ball. It's just normal in college. If every college team were reporting injuries the way Tech is, which means anybody who's dinged up, they're going to put on the questionable. Texas Tech is actually doing a good thing on one hand by putting this out there, but they're doing it for a non-good reason, which is they don't want Don Williams to ask about injuries. So they just put a bunch of guys out there. Like we knew early last week, I knew, most people knew, Taj Brooks wasn't playing. He wasn't questionable. He was freaking out. So take it for what it's worth. That sounds bad doings with rodeo folk. Yeah, there's a mess over there. There will be lawyers when it's all said and done. All right, we got to get out of here. You guys are the best. We'll see you tomorrow. TheRaiderland.com. Tuesday's best on the website. TheRaiderland.com. I'm gonna archive this. You watch. I'm gonna archive it. I'm gonna put it there at TheRaiderland.com, and then I want you guys to share it on Twitter, Facebook, and everything else. Everybody who's on right now, say hello to the replay people. They're awesome. They're wonderful. You can punch something in real quick before we get out. Hold on, I'm getting blown up by text message. I always get nervous when we're on, and all of a sudden, I'm like, Kirby, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Kirby. Why would I say that? No, you heard that wrong. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Pray for your Dallas Cowboy friends because they're in a dangerous place right now. They have hope. And it's really dangerous. I will see you guys tonight. TheRaiderland.com. Check out everything on the website. Share that. Also on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube page, please subscribe. Don't cost nothing. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube. Keep hope alive, as Chris Level says. Easy to do on YouTube, and it grows and it just blossoms and it's beautiful and everything. Thanks to Arctic Air. By the way, if you're looking for a great career in HVAC industry, you need to talk to the Bear. Call the Bear. They're hiring right now. They've got some great bonuses for you right now. And then Domino's Pizza tonight. If you're just getting home, Monday Night Football, real Monday Night Football. Our friends at Domino's Pizza and Domino's.com. Adios, muchachos. We'll see you at TheRaiderland.com in the morning.